Welcome to A Magical Life, Health, Wealth and Weight Loss. I'm your host, Magic Barclay, lead practitioner at Holistic Natural Health Australia and #1 best-selling author. In this podcast, I aim to give you practical tips on how to accelerate and sustain your health, increase your financial, spiritual and emotional wealth, and to look at something that haunts many of us needlessly, weight loss. In some episodes, I'll have guests available to give you even more tips, but in others, the floor is yours. Drop us a line at A Magical Life Podcast on Facebook and let me know what you would like to know more about. Now, sit back and enjoy, because it is time for you to create and truly discover a magical life. Welcome back to A Magical Life. I'm your host, Magic Barclay, and this is your episode 81. And today we have something to discuss, really. It's a listener question. And that is, what is your morning routine and what's the importance of having one? Okay, so for me, my morning routine is get up, have a sauna, have some structured water, make sure I use essential oils in the sauna to drive the right immune type for myself. And we've discussed immune types before, and I'll discuss them again in a future episode. After that, I have my shower and I go for a walk. Now, this all happens for me before 9 a.m. So obviously before I start my work day, I've had my morning routine. So why do I go for a walk early in the morning? Well, the infrared rays of the sun early in the morning actually help you make your neurotransmitters like serotonin and melatonin. So going for a walk early in the morning in the early morning sun is really good for you to get a restful night's sleep the next night. That's only part of it. It actually helps build up your minerals and your vitamins in your body. It starts the day afresh, so you've actually done something for yourself. And I don't know if you've ever seen in the morning when the sun hits the trees and they glow. That's pretty amazing when you see that, because when you see the trees glow, guess what? So are you. You are made of light. You are made of energy. Every living thing is. And you actually need to feel that energy and that light. And the infrared sun early in the morning is the best way to do that. So why do I start with my sauna? Well, it helps me get rid of toxins. It's an infrared sauna, so I get more of that great infrared goodness. It helps me reflect on any dreams I might have had the night before, any thoughts. It's my safe personal space. So my sauna becomes my library. I use color therapy while I'm in there. I use oil therapy while I'm in there, all while I'm reading fantastic books. And yes, I'm a health nut, so I read health books. But apart from that, it's 45 minutes of me time. No kids, no pets, no phone, no computer. It's just me in the sauna, sweating out those toxins and just resetting. Sometimes I have a nap in there. Sometimes I'm not up to reading my book. But whatever I do, it's me time. And I do that first thing in the morning because I reward myself for a new day. I want to start fresh, a new day, with everything I can to build my immune system, everything I can to build my limbic system. And no matter what happens in the day, no matter how stressful it can become, and let's face it, these days it's pretty stressful, that is my time. So I have my 45-minute sauna, I have my hour walk, I have my shower in the middle. So I've got basically 2 to 2.5 hours of me time. Again, no distractions, no phones, no requests, no I need to be here and do this. Just time to reset. Now, why is this important? Well, if we look at the triune brain, yes, the brain has 3 parts. The first part is the reptilian brain, and that seeks safety. Nothing you do will be of any consequence unless your triune brain, in particular your reptilian brain, deems you to feel safe. So having a morning routine is safety. It's a couple of hours of safety. No one wants anything. No one gets anything from you apart from you. So you are safe. Then your limbic brain kicks in. So this is in the center. So any thoughts, any feelings, any memories that come up while you're in your morning routine, you've already checked off that you're safe. So they're more likely to be positive and building and nurturing. And that's super important. And from there, your logical brain can make a decision or a choice about something. So you can say, I've done my morning routine. I've already achieved something. No matter what happens today, I've achieved something. And your logical brain says, well, if you can achieve that, you can achieve other things. So what you'll find is your day becomes more productive, more emotionally balanced. You feel safe. So it works for you in so many ways. Now, of course, there are times when you might be out on your walk or whatever you're doing for your morning routine, and things pop up and you get stressed or you get worried or you start feeling overwhelmed about the things that you have to do for the day. And that's okay. You're still in a safe place. You can still make positive, happy, healthy choices. You can still have positive, happy, healthy emotions. Just because you're overwhelmed doesn't mean you're failing. It just means you need to chunk it down. You need to break down the things that are overwhelming you into bite-sized pieces. And so that's something you might do as part of your morning routine. It might be make a to-do list of the 100 things that you have to do in the day, and instead of getting overwhelmed, see what you can group together. See exactly how you can set the day up for success so that you're not overwhelmed. I use to-do lists. I've spoken about this before. So when I get back from my morning routine and I'm back from my walk, I look at my to-do list, which I've actually done the day before, and I go, right, do I feel like doing all of this stuff? Probably not. So I'll give you an example. This week, I had a busy day right in the middle of the week. I had to do some study. So yes, I did have to do that. One of the sessions was live, so I had to attend that. I had to pay some bills that were very important to pay. I had to send some client emails. I had to mow my lawn and weed my garden. I had to write a lesson for another client for the next day's call. I also had to start setting up my Patreon, which I'll tell you more about soon. And I had to also record 2 podcasts. Now, that might not seem like much to some people, but for me, some of those things are time intensive and some of those things I've been putting off for quite a while. So what I did was I wrote it down in order of the importance of things happening. Did they all get done? Yes, they did. Was I stressed about doing them? No, I wasn't. Why? Because I'd prioritized them. I'd actually written next to them how much time I expected them to take. And you know what? When they didn't take that much time, I felt rewarded. I felt so elated that I had seen worst case scenario that something was going to take 2 hours and it took 1 hour. I got an hour of my life back. That was so good, so positive, so building, so nurturing. But if I hadn't made the list, I would have just been overwhelmed and in fear, thinking this is going to take me forever. So there's another thing you can do for your morning routine. Write a to-do list, but put it in order of what needs to happen. Now, many people ask me, why is your morning routine so important to you? And I've discussed it's me time and it starts my day off for success. And that's all true. But it's also a time I get to check in with myself. Now, for anyone that knows me, they know I'm the hardest taskmaster on myself. And I can be really quite mean to myself. So my morning routine has now become a time where I get to be grateful for things I've done, grateful for things I can do. And it stops me being so hard on myself. And for me, that's really important because my stress mostly is internal stress. With everything going on in the world at the moment, we're all stressed. And I get that. But this is a time for you to check in with you, see what great things you are capable of doing, and really acknowledge them and be with them and just say, do you know what? I may not get this done, but look at XYZ that I do get done, and that's fantastic. So listeners, I urge you all to create a morning routine. Even if it's just an hour of routine that sets you up for success for the day. Mine's a couple of hours, but yours only needs to be an hour. Do it before everyone else gets up. Do it before people start wanting things from you, because everyone wants something from you in this world. But make sure that you do it. Set it up for yourself. So thank you for that listener question. This was episode 81. In episode 82, we have Dr. Travis Fox coming on to talk to us all things entrepreneurship, about personal growth. He's going to talk to us about utilizing skills for profiling. In fact, he's going to talk to us about a lot of things that are pretty amazing as well. So that is coming up in episode 82. Listeners, for now, go forth and create your magical life. Thanks for listening today. Please subscribe to hear future episodes, leave a review, and share this podcast. You can follow us on Facebook at A Magical Life Podcast or at Holistic Natural Health Australia. That's holistic with a W. You can find us on Instagram at Holistic Natural Health or at www.holisticnaturalhealth.com.au. That's where you'll access all sorts of articles, freebies, and more.